Welcome to Comfort Havoc number 2. This is part 2 of the NYC hate crime where the guy gets punched 40 times in the face. This is the article. So, I left off, before I got too deep into that video, I left off saying that there's things like this that makes me ashamed to be black. The reason why I say this shit is because it is the truth, and that when this thing happens, no matter what happens after this pandemic, epidemic, racist overflow, no matter what happens, it's going to reflect worser on black people. Now let me explain that before y'all all start thinking that I'm crazy. As a person who is mixed, I know that there was also white slaves because I do my reading. They were called indentured servants. I also know that there were Native American slaves because that's somehow kind of how they traded sometimes for slave labor. In fact, Sacagawea was rumored to be a slave. And the whole key to that was the word rumored. So, here's the thing. And this is the only way I see it. This is my opinion. Y'all don't have to like it, but please respect it. You would think a group of people who endured slavery for over 400 years, not to mention another group of people who were forced off of good land to live on hunks of dirt and pray that we could survive on it, would be a little bit more sensitive or empathetic towards Asian people. And since Native Americans are biologically Asian, this would go double for them. But they haven't had any conflict with other Asians anyway, so they're getting a hall pass for this video. Me being part black, part Cherokee, and part white, this video affects me more than it affects anyone else. I had to stand up because my hip's starting to hurt. The problem that I see here, the problem that no one is willing to acknowledge, that after 400 years of slavery, in the last 7 videos that I have posted like this, all of the people who had attacked Asians were black. The black guy that attacked the girl in the yellow raincoat on the subway, the black guy, or the black guys rather, who attacked the old man with a walking stick or whatever they had at him while he was trying to collect cans in San Francisco. The black guy on the subway spraying the Asian man with Febreze. Another incident with 3 young black ladies on a bus in New York beating a 51-year-old Asian lady and making Asian statements. And now this one. Another beatdown on the subway. And it's coming from my people. Alright? My people. Not all of my people, because I'm multicultural. I'm also Cherokee. I'm also black. I'm also white. So if anybody has any right to speak on this, it's me. Because everybody who is not white or Native American or Asian don't seem to understand. Every time one black person does something wrong, all black people suffer for it. Maybe not in Africa, but in America, if your skin tone is brown, your ass is going down. Even if you didn't do anything. If someone black does something heroic, it lasts maybe 3 weeks. Black hero saves the day. 2 weeks later, we don't even know who that guy is. White guy does something, that shit lasts a lifetime. Asian guy does something more remarkable, it lasts a lifetime. Goes down in the books. Black person does something remarkable, unless it's something like cure AIDS, it's good at that time. And then it's not. After that time, no one gives a shit that the guy that saved the bomb on the train was a black guy. He just goes off somewhere and no one knows. Does he get a reward? Maybe. Does he get recognized? Maybe. But how many times is he recognized? Not as many as you think. It's not like he's Peter Pan. He was the right person at the right place at the right time. He was just the wrong color. He saved the day, but no one gives a shit. Now, had that been a white man or an Asian man, he saved the day, hip hip hooray. You know, it's a fucking parade. But when a black person goes wrong and does something completely and utterly wrong, all black people suffer. Whether you're this light or this dark, all black people suffer. So you got a black guy pummeling the shit out of an Asian dude on a bus. The two black people right here beside him did nothing. The one in the big red coat just walked by the time the guy was finished throwing the punches. The female, I'm sorry, I will give females a hall pass. Because not all females want to jump up and take a punch to the face for some stranger that they haven't met. Now, I have met some brave females in my life, so I'm not going to say all females are like that. But you know, these are trying times. And 9 times out of 10, if you find a female that's going to bust somebody's ass, it's because she knows how to fight and she done beat up a few dudes in her lifetime. But for this thing on the bus, I don't want to say this is an average day in New York. And maybe back in the 80s, it might have been an average day in New York. Because New York is one of the places where you could shoot somebody in the street and nobody would even give a shit and just keep walking. Now, and after 9/11, things got a little bit more better, and then DC Sniper happened and things got worse again. And that's the thing. You know, before we found out the DC Sniper was black, you know, everybody stopped being evil to black people, started treating us like we are somebody. I'm sorry, I gotta put my actual brace on. If I can find out what the little squat did with it. There it is. So, anyway, you know, the fact that when one black person does anything wrong, and I mean anything, black guy fart in church, everybody got to pay for everybody got to pay for it. And I mean everybody. Black guy sneezes in church, everybody's got to pay for it. And I mean everybody. Black guy saves the day, no one has to pay for it. No. I think I might have got this bitch a bit tight. Alright, that's better. But this thing, I have said this all my life. I made videos about it. I've said this the majority of my life because being mixed, I have been the victim of racism from all 3 sides of the spectrum. Whether it was a Native American or a white person or a black person. I've had maybe one Asian thing where that was kind of equal out because he was from Vietnam and I and him had an argument over China and rice cakes and he wasn't even from fucking China. But I never really had any problems with Asians as much, with the exception of the 2 Native American incidences and the 1 grade school incident with Zhang. I don't know his first name. I know his last name is Zhang. So, wherever you are, Zhang, God bless you. And may you stay safe from this bullshit that's going on. As a person of color, I have noticed that we should be the most empathetic, sympathetic, and righteously seeing our Asian compatriots through. Because we done been victims of this shit for 400 fucking years or better. And instead of trying to make us look better, we're looking just as bad as the racists that have persecuted us for years. Now, and that does not just include white people. That includes racists in general. If you're a racist, it doesn't matter if you're Asian, white, or black, you're a racist, you're a fucking racist. Period. But you would think Yeah, after all this time, sorry. After all this time, you would think that black people will be the most sympathetic and empathetic to this tragedy that is befalling Asians right now. And they're not. And that sucks. Like, it totally sucks because it makes black people look just as bad, if not worse. And that hurts my feelings because I'm multicultural and I try to look for the best in everybody. Sadly, it's not, it's not happening. Not the way it should be happening. It's just totally not happening. And then we sit there and we wonder why people hate us. Because we don't dwell within their pain. We don't remember our pain. And so we don't think, maybe we should be more empathetic. Maybe we should be more sympathetic. And when shit like this happens, I feel this more than anybody else because I'm mixed. And when somebody black does something wrong, we all feel that shit. Especially the mixed people. Because we, as a mixed person, I can speak for most mixed people, we grew up juggling identities. We do. If you're mixed and you have, let's just say you have two ethnicities where you're part black and part white. So you have a white side of your family that has to accept you because most families do. You have a black side of your family that has to accept you, but they're forever making fun of you and possibly calling you Wonder Bread or Off-White or High Yellow. Watch out, white boy Roy. Those nicknames are coming at you. That would be for my nephew. Y'all see him in all my videos. One of them. My family's multicultural. We come in various of colors. My mom looks white. She looks so white, I lost her in a pile of white people once. So when I tell you that this hurts me the most, it is the fucking truth. It is the 99.9% of the truth. Not too long back, I did a video about Miss Rainbird. She is the Native American from whatever tribe in California that stole the SUV, the road van, the mobile home, the Winnebago-looking thing, whatever the hell it was, she stole it. RV. And she crashed through some shit. The dog jumped out and broke both his legs, that kind of thing, and other stuff. And that made me ashamed to be Native American. And I did the same kind of video because I'm mixed, The thing with being mixed is that, we feel it the most because we, again, juggle. Are we black? Are we white? It's hard to say we're both, even though we're both. I got it worse because I'm all three. I'm Cherokee Indian, I'm black, and I'm white. And granted, I feel the Cherokee fire burning in me more than the black flame and more than the white hope of light. But that's because I didn't get a chance to understand my culture. Once my great-grandmother Ada died, I had no more ties to Cherokee anything. Yeah, she told me plenty of stories, about her and her brother John. But that gives me no comfort because I was 6. She died when I was 12. I had 12 years with her, and a lot of that shit's so far locked up in here that I can't find it in my own processing when I'm trying to go back and remember shit. It doesn't happen. I can only remember what she looks like in maybe 7 of the stories, if that, And that's the thing. Her daughter, my grandmother, didn't do Native American anything except for cook corn and pancakes, which is why I don't like fucking corn. Yeah, I know. Rub it in. I'm dreadfully afraid of horses because I got bit by a horse when I was a child. It lifted me off my feet while I was trying to feed it an apple because some asshole didn't teach me how to feed the horse. Do I hate horses? Hell no. Am I afraid of them? Hell yes. I've had a lot of rough experiences in my years of life. But when I look at other people's experience and I see my people of color doing this dumb shit, I get angry. I get ashamed. I get confused. And then I get to thinking. And when we get to thinking, and I mean this might not happen to everyone, But when we get to thinking, and we absorb what we see, and we get to thinking, damn, does this guy not know the ramifications of what he's doing for other blacks in the world? If that guy owns a noodle shop, I'm sorry, it's Chinese stereotype, but if that guy owns a noodle shop, the next person of color that comes in there, if they are black, and they come in and they want to buy some rice noodles, because you can get really good rice noodles if you actually go to a noodle shop. Don't tell anybody I said that, but you can. And, because certain stores that double as restaurants also sell certain noodles and shit. And you could probably get them a lot cheaper from an actual Asian store than you can go into places like Food of All Nations and Whole Foods and shit like that, which also import foods, by the way. That was not a free marketing ploy for them, but they got it anyway. So, you go in there, you've never done anything to this guy, but he will always see that guy on the subway who beat him about the face every time he sees a black person. Alright? It's the same thing that if you are a black man and a white man rapes your daughter. Every white man you see, you're going to want to kill him because one white man raped your daughter. It's not that same white guy, but that white guy's on your radar. It's the same thing for a white man if a black man raped his daughter. Every black man he sees, he's going to want to kill because one black guy fucked it up. It would be the same for that Asian man if a white man or a black man raped his daughter. Or both of them raped his daughter the same night. He's going to be out for fucking blood. It's human nature. Now, flipping that script, if we didn't do dumb shit in the first place, none of this shit would happen. But black people, we're on the top of the list, and we've been on the top of the list to be victims of racism forever and ever. And you would think that because of the corona and all of a sudden these Asian attacks on Asians from blacks and whites, and not other Asians, but just blacks and whites are attacking Asians left and right. And you would think that because of slavery, that blacks would do less of this shit. And every report I've seen to have found, there have been 2 videos that I've done with white people doing something to Asians. One white guy was chasing a little 70-year-old Asian woman with hand sanitizer. And then there was another one, and I didn't do a video on it, but I did read about it, and it pissed me off really badly. But there was another white dude that was attacking an Asian man over some other shit. And then there was another white dude in Canada who did some shit to some Asian cats at the parking lot. And the lady started recording it, and she was with her mother, I think. And then the last Asian video I did prior to this one was the author, Kelly somebody. And then I did the young girl, something Ong, and how her students in Florida were treating them bad and said that all Chinese people were as disgusting and will eat every animal. You see where I'm going with this? And the fact that America has always been racist. Let's not kid ourselves. America's always been racist. And I say America because I've only been to Canada. Well, I was never the victim of racism. I was never called half-breed, hey nigger, hey nigger chink, hey slant eye, black guy. No, I was never called any of that shit. And I was in Canada. If I went into the Korean store, they treated me like I was a Korean. Probably even better so. And yeah, you can say it was about my American money if you want, but I've been in that store maybe 15 times, and I've even got discounts before I even got into the military because I haven't been back to Canada since 2008. But, in the times that I have been there, it wasn't about money. Because quite a few times, they gave me back more money than I gave them because I didn't understand how the money worked. And then, because of that, I would go and buy extra shit so that they could have the money that I meant to give them in the first place. And it's like, well, why'd you do that? I said, because if I don't buy shit at your store when I come here, it reflects bad on me. And I love their store. Their store was cool. Their store had all kinds of stuff. I even got a moose for my pencil. I have no idea where it is. It's been a long time since I've seen 2008. But, they gave me all kinds of shit, and they treated me very well. When I was in Canada and I went to Chinese restaurants, they put extra food in my bowl. Even though I only wanted a small bowl, they gave me a large bowl and charged me for a small bowl. And I tried to explain to them that wasn't necessary. But either they thought I was Hawaiian or they thought I was a member of the First Nations, and they gave me that. So I can't say that I've had a racist experience in Canada. While I was in Canada, in the years that I went to Canada, I never heard the words niggers ever come out of anybody's mouth. Not blacks, not whites, not Asians. Never heard the word nigger. Not one damn time in the time I've been to Canada. And when I met white people in Canada, they were fucking awesome. They hated each other, but they didn't hate me. I had 2 friends in Canada that were friends with me, but not friends with each other, because one was regular Canadian and one was French Canadian. I didn't know what the hell that was about. I don't know how they are, and if they're both watching, life's too short, guys. You're both Canadian, even though one of y'all speak French. No, get past it. Be friends, be bros. We live in a world where we can't seem to get past skin color here in America. We can't. And until we can, it's always going to be bad. And for people of color, especially black people, when one of you who's watching right now, does something wrong, you endanger all the other black people. I happen to be lucky enough, being multicultural, that no one knows what the hell I am when they look at me. No one. Every now and again, I get people who are rude but polite. They're rude, but they're exceptionally polite because, and I've been used to this because I've faced it all my life, where they're like, excuse me, can I ask you a question? And here's me. Let me answer your question. You're going to ask me, what am I? And they're like, how'd you know? I say, how could I not? Because this has happened to me since I was 6 years old. So the answer is, I am part Cherokee, I am part black, and I am part white. There's enough hair grease in here from Royal Crown that if they gave me an endorsement, that would be great. So I'm going to give them an endorsement. That's why my hair is straight, people. My hair is naturally curly. So, being multicultural, I walk the line. And I walk that line. I get along great with white people. I get along great with Asian people. I get along great as best I can with black people. But that's also due to the black color wheel, because the lighter your tone, most dark black people want to leave you alone because they think that you think that you're better than they are. Here's how I view this. We all need to get past skin tone and get into the guts of what's in a person's heart and mind. And here's my thing on that. I'm going to end this with the worst thing I can possibly do. If you're racist and you're honest about your racism, I don't have a problem with that. Because that way I see the knife coming to my face versus the knife coming to my back. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Be seeing you. Thanks for watching.